Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers with Right Line Trading. And before we get started, I'm just going to very briefly get the CFTC out of the way. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Okay, good morning, everybody. We're off to a green start. I got my green shirt on, too. If this is your first time joining us, I'm going to be highlighting the AI Auto Trader with Right Line Trading. And this is a automated system. This is my lucky shirt, Steve. This is a automated strategy, several automated strategies that run on NinjaTrader 8, and we're going to be trading a diversified portfolio of strategies, all of the index equities, futures, NASDAQ, Russell, YM, and the E-mini, the ES S&P 500, as well as crude oil and gold. And what we do is we focus on the top strategies, and the top strategies we trade on a live account or a prop account. And this morning, gold, the Dow, and the Russell are on top of my leaderboard. We started with a big down move pre-market. And the market doesn't like those gaps. Looks like it's retracing a little bit. Let's take a bigger picture of the NASDAQ. Pre-market, we had the big move down. Market open, popped up, filling in the gap. I saw that, Steve. Awesome. It's a great deal. And yesterday, very exciting day yesterday. I think I was more excited than anybody. Watch Mark Miller get five Apex accounts funded yesterday on one trade with the one-day pass. Here, what a beautiful trade. I was just thinking this short roll here on the NASDAQ. This is our 30 range haymaker. And let's see if it gets this roll to the downside. Nope. A little more risk associated with that trade with the 15 above the 50. And I'm going to take a quick peek. I have an Apex account, 13, that I've been working on for about 3 weeks now. And I think I only need about $400 on it. I'm going to just take a quick glance. And then I have a few others that we can play around with. And I'd love to do what Mark Miller did yesterday. I mean, that was amazing. I was in the meeting this morning. I was telling Mark, last 3 weeks has been blood, sweat, and tears with that 50,000 account and that evaluation, trying to get it over the finish line. A real struggle, it's not easy. And he comes around yesterday, and in the matter of minutes, he's got 5 funded accounts. I was like, my God. That's really a testament to the power of this system. those one-day pass strategies, you get 60 ticks on the NASDAQ with 10 contracts, and you're in. The way we choose the market to go live, Steve, that's a good question. Obviously, we focus on the strategies that are doing the best. Not all of the strategies are going to win. There's some that are going to be losing strategies, and then others that are going to be winners. And I like to look at the "What have you done for me lately?" I always refer to it as "What have you done for me lately?" I know long term which ones have historically been good, which carries some weight. But a lot of the weight goes with, well, what have you done this week? In this current market condition. So the ones that come up to the top pre-market are definitely on our radar. And then we know from running the system over time, historically, which ones do the best. So those are some of the major factors that go into that decision-making process. I also like to go back and I like to look at my trades every day of the entries that it took. And see what those big winners, see what the market looked like, what the setup was. And the ones that are getting losers, I look at those entries and I try to filter those out with the conditions that we have in our parameters of each strategy. And a little later on, maybe we'll do a little bit of that after we've got some trades. I could tell you the entries that I really like the best on the Haymaker. For one, I really like this strategy, the 30 range, especially when I have, if you look over here, my 15 and my 50 are both red. This would be a short entry. They're both red. The 15, the dotted line is crossing over or below the 50. And looking for a down move here, where the market structure is set up with the 15 below the 50, and they're both red. The tighter I can get an entry to the 50 now, I love that entry going short. It looks like it just captured it just as it was crossing the 15 right here. That to me is my ideal entry. That's the one I really look for. Right now the 15 is a little bit above the 50. But it's setting up now for another short move that I'd love to get into. The only way I can get into it, looking at my Laguerre oscillator, is if the RSI line is pinned to the bottom, which is my signal B. So if I want to get into this trade on that one-day pass, which I believe this is a high probability entry, I would enable my signal B on the NQ30 range. And I would look to get into this entry right down to this area of resistance. In this case, support. So that to me is a beautiful setup to jump in on this 30 range. And I can only get into it by enabling my signal B. And it'll calculate the distance to this area of support. And if there's enough room, it'll trigger the trade for me. I only need 60 ticks. And what we've done really is we've put conditions on the entry where we can only take those trades. We can automate that. the account that I'm looking at right now, that's negative 295, that's my signal A. Okay, but we also have a signal B entry. If I put it to my signal B entry, I would put that account that's running in my, and it's actually in this trade on the signal B. So this was the entry that I really liked, market structure-wise, to get 60 ticks. And it won't get it all the time, but I like the entry. And it's as the software defines risk, this has a low amount of risk, the least amount of risk, market structure-wise. So this is a signal B entry right here, Steve. And that one failed. So the market's still kind of looking for a direction. I was looking at Forex Factory right before I came on, and this is the calendar for today, Wednesday, May 29th. We have the Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10 a.m. FOMC member Williams is speaking at 1:45. Beige Book at 2. No red flags here. This report at 10. I really don't like to trade over the major news reports. That's just my personal. The only news report I kind of like to trade is crude inventory. Now, after the market settles down, that's a whole different story. But right through the news report, I try to disable any live account that I have. I take a conservative approach, and you can see from yesterday, Mark is a little more assertive, more aggressive, and everybody has their own style and their own risk tolerance. Hey, Holland, good morning. Great question. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. We actually have two different types of strategies running here today. We have a regular bot that does not integrate AI technology. Those are the ones that are named Gold Nugget, Haymaker, Retirement Plan, Dow Diamond. Those do not use the AI integration, and when they're enabled, they'll take trades alone. However, the ones that are named bot or drone at the end, those leverage the AI technology, and the drone must be enabled with the bot for the bot to take a trade. Now, you can enable just the drone and it'll trade, but it's not going to adjust the stop and profit targets dynamically. So for the system to function properly, using the AI technology, Holland, you would need both the bot and the drone enabled. And then it's going to work properly. Let me take a look and see where my account balance is. We're at 52. 52,591. 52,591. So we need about $410 in that Apex 13. And we took a long trade now on the Haymaker. Now, every one of these strategies if you've ordered the AI Auto Trader or if you do in the future, we have a tool that we developed that installs that AI technology and a separate SIM account for each and every one of the strategies. And we run them all in a separate SIM account so we can get historically the trade performance of each one. And Steve, that's another way that, that's the main way that we decide which strategies we're going to put in a live or funded account. We're not going to put a strategy that is not performing well. That would be crazy. We're only going to put our best foot forward and trade the hottest strategies. And the main way that we do it is by the data, the ones that are performing the best. Let's take a quick look at the positions that we're in. The Dow is in, crude oil, the Russell, and the NASDAQ. I'm testing a few strategies that are running on Unarenco. That's the RAW and Trader 1. Those are running on Unarenco bars. So we're always testing new things and new data series, different inputs. Big pop up to the long side. That was, no, that wasn't the 10 o'clock report. Trader 1 strategy got into a monster there. They don't need to be activated on the same account, no. As long as they're activated. They could be two different accounts. Can be two different accounts, yes. But remember, the bot is the one, Holland, that the stop and the profit targets are going to adjust. The drone is going to tell it where to put the stop and profit targets. We broke right through that area of resistance on the NASDAQ. Crude's been very volatile lately. It's in a signal B entry, though. So I haven't put any of the strategies in an Apex account yet. I need about $410 on one, and then I have two that are brand new, fresh. This market might start trending up here, it appears. The signal B on the NASDAQ 30 range would get us into a long position. The move is kind of extended at this point. So if we wanted to wait for a pullback to the 50 and our Laguerre oscillator would pin down and then a continuation up, it would pop us into the long position much tighter to the 50. I'm referring to this 30 range chart. So it's really important to understand, what the two triggers are, A and B. The strategy has two triggers, and then we have a number of conditions. We want to try and filter out as many as the losing trades as possible. The E-mini's coming right up into the VWAP. This pink dotted line is the VWAP. Let's see if it can break through that area. Hey, congratulations, Scott. Yes. That would be great, Scott. Oh, man, you made my day. Thank you for sharing that with me. Scott's a good man. I was talking to Scott over the weekend. Awesome news, Scott. We're getting this big push up here. If the ES breaks through that VWAP, we know we're onto something here to the long side. I'm hoping to be celebrating with you today on that 13, that Apex 13, account 13, because, man, I've been working that thing for 3 weeks now. And my plan is around between 10 and 11. I've found that hour between 10 and 11 is prime time. Going to try and go for the 1 day pass. Amen. Let's rock and roll. Rock and roll and whatnot. Sergio sending me some messages here. Hope everybody had a nice long Memorial Day weekend. Mine went so fast, my head's spinning. Woke up, it was Tuesday morning. Gold's pushing up. So now we got this retracement back to the 50, and you can see my Laguerre oscillator. The RSI line in my Laguerre is coming back into that red zone. So if I want to pop into a continuation to the long side, that signal A now would get me in nice and tight to the 50. So let's put this on the signal A and see what happens. Yeah, this my Apex 13 was at $52,996. I think I was $4 or $5 away. So it's been a roller coaster. Hey, good morning, Gabe. Absolutely. We have two triggers. There's two ways that this system will fire a trade. And they both have to do with the RSI line in the Laguerre oscillator. I've made my RSI line this pink color, hot pink, with these dark charts, so it's easy to see. And I want to make it easy to see because both of my triggers are related to this RSI line. So the first entry we'll start with is the signal A. At 9:30, the signal A broke up through the 20% line. That's that red area on the bottom of my oscillator. When my RSI line breaks through that red area, it was pinned down to the bottom, and then at 9:30 it broke through, and it would have taken an entry long on a signal A, entry. If I put this here to the two-minute retirement plan, it probably took an entry right there. Let me see if I could put it on there for you. So you can see my long entry came in on the retirement plan, which is a signal A, right when that Laguerre crossed up through the 20% line of the Laguerre oscillator. That's the signal A entry. It's a reversal entry. It's a reversal. Momentum shifted. Institutional money started pushing the price of the NASDAQ up at that point, and we caught the reversal on a signal A. A signal B, on the other hand, let's put our 30 range on a signal B. The signal B entry, the Laguerre is locked to the downside. It's locked down. When that Laguerre gets pinned to the bottom, it's going to take a short entry. It's more of a trend trade. So those are the two entries that will trigger a trade. And then we have a number of conditions that we can use to filter the trades, where we only want it to trigger if these certain conditions are met. And I have a really great module number 2 of our masterclass, that really goes into what each one of those conditions is and what it does. And I'll put a link for module 1 and 2 that really gives you a lot more information on the parameters of the strategy and how to optimize them using the conditions in the strategy. I'm going to put a link in for you, Gabe. Nightbot, I always see you in here. I'm not sure if you're a real person or if you're a robot. I'm always happy to see you. I'm just not convinced you're real. You don't know these days if you're talking to a real person or a machine. Yeah, me too. Yesterday I saw it tried to make some kind of it warned somebody about using all caps. I saw. I was like, what? Something's not right with this Nightbot. Well, this is a nice entry here. We're using these areas of resistance now as support to our advantage. Our stop is up here, right above this big area of resistance, now support. Even though it's a counter trend trade, I've seen the retirement plan score nicely on these reversals. What I would do, Steve, is what I've done is you're referring to the fractal energy line that's in your Ligier oscillator. We don't really use fractal energy for the automation. For discretionary trading, we look for fractal energy to be declining to take an entry. But for our purposes, what I've done is made mine transparent, since we don't use it. And to do that, if you click on the lines in the oscillator, so there's dots on them. First left click and get the dots, and then right click and select properties. And once you selected properties, go to the bottom under plots. And for my fractal energy, I've made it transparent, so I don't see it. For my RSI line, I've made it this deep pink, and I can widen it just a little bit to make it even more visible. And once I've done that, I could save that as, for this indicator, the default settings, so I can load it very quick and easy on all my other charts. Now I can go to any one of my other charts and do the same thing. Right click, go to properties, go to template, load, and then load that default setting. And very quick and easily I can put them all the same. Okay, here we go. Here we go with this short bounce. It looks like the retirement plan got wicked out, unfortunately. It's down 640 right now. Let's see what the bot is doing. A little better. So the drone that's down 645 told the bot, hey, put your stop and profit targets here. It helped a little bit. It's down 265. I'd much rather be down 265 than 650. Our signal B is getting torn up on the 30 range. Let's see what the haymaker is doing. The haymaker usually is pretty tough strategy. It's also down 660. This is setting up again now for a short trade. I'm testing the I'm testing that new entry. We have a signal C entry coming out, Steve, that this ROW is running on and Trader 1 is running on. It's leveraging Unorenko bars that we're just testing using a signal C. I'll show a chart of that in a few minutes. So I'm just kind of being patient, sitting on my hands, and and waiting for the market to give me a sign. Here we go. There's a pop to the long side. And the haymaker is one of our named strategies, which means it does not have the AI integration in it. So the stop and the profit targets are all static. It does have a trailing stop, but it doesn't dynamically change. Okay, I'm going to put a link in the chat box. Modules 1 and 2. To learn more about the AI Auto Trader. I just put a link in there for you. Steve, how is it that your accounts are so different to yours? I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to. In what way? What regard are you referring to, Steve? Oh, shoot. Just lost my chat. just did something that I lost my chat. I'm really sorry. Let me see if I can log in somewhere else to see it. We're right into that same area of resistance here on both the 30 range and the 2 minute. Let's see if we can push through this area. If we can break this area, we might have some running room. I lost my chat, so I'm really sorry. I'm unable to see it. Let me see. It wants me to sign in. Private broadcast. Trying to get this chat to come back up. Chat. Might push right through here. The signal A entry. The gear broke up out. The bottom right, you could see the volume per minute. We're turning up just under 600 contracts a minute now. Let's see how much the volume is, how high it gets. When it starts cranking and you see 2,000 and 3,000 contracts a minute, you know they're really either pulling money in or taking it out. Institutional money is manipulating that market when that volume starts flying. I haven't seen that yet. Normally there's some really great trading opportunities when you see that. It's going to retest it here. I think what I'm going to do is put on the signal B and look for this break to the long side. So if I go to my strategies, and there's my 30 range signal B, and it's already on 13. Let me just take a look at the settings. Signal B, and I want it to have the 50 signal, 15 signal, oh, it bounced. All right, let's wait for it to retest again. So if I wanted to automate the entry I'm looking for, on the signal B, my 15 signal red green, below, above or below price signal. Okay, so I'm going to enable that. So if we get this short roll, the 15 crosses down below the 50. They're both sloping down. I'll jump into this trade to the short side, and vice versa on a long trade. There we go. This might be the short roll. Let me see if I can, sorry about that. Let me see if I can log into YouTube over here and maybe I could see the chat.
This is FTMO, and it's a trading firm that funds traders and gives you up to a 4 FTMO.
Yeah, I see the chat over here. Yeah, I see the chat over here. Yeah, I see the chat over here. Well, the market's really not giving us much to work with here today. It's retesting this area of resistance. Here we go. Now it broke right through. That's signal A. And the haymaker, I'm surprised didn't take that trade. We're very close to getting an entry here. Let's put it on the 13 account. And volume is starting to spike. Now we're getting just under 2,000 contracts a minute. So this is a nice spike in volume that I was kind of waiting on. What we could do is also try our one-day pass. Our stop is 50. 10 contracts would be 2,500. Our first profit target is 62 ticks. And we're going to put our profit window at 10. And we'll put this on account 16. So we've got the one-day pass enabled on the haymaker. I'd like to see it come down just a little further. Get that RSI line down far enough. Need a little bit more. Gold nugget got back in. I think that RSI line is down far enough now. If we get a bounce, we'll be in on that. What number did I put it in? 16. Let's keep an eye on 16. So I'm trying to get the one-day pass. It would take a move back up the upside. Here we go. We're right into that area of resistance, which will prevent that trade. This is a tough market here. That's all I could say right now. Might jump in on this signal B now to the long side on this 30 range chart. Gold came back, wicked us out on that one. Let's see if it takes this trade to the long side. Might put us into this trade to the long side here. Here it goes. All right, this is the one we've been waiting on. Let's see if we can get this market to push up for us. Need about 400 on this trade. Need a little follow through. Come on. Oop. Got that burst of volume. Just went the wrong way on us. Unfortunately. Only lost $150 on that trade. We're still locked long. Here we go. We're right back in. Okay, we're 0 for 2. That one hurt a little worse. So we're minus 400. that ES. It's a shame that ES got wicked out. It took that long entry, and this candle threw this huge wick. Actually, it was this one that stopped us out. This one would have got us too, though. But it's been a slow and steady push up. See if this ES signal B is anywhere. Not yet. ES signal B is going to get ready to fire a trade off. I'm going to enable the ES signal B as well, as the ES is trending to the upside. And we still have that one-day pass enabled on 16. Okay. I had to log in and other, for some reason my chat disabled on me, and I apologize. But I could see your question, Steve. I opened up another window here. Are you able to hear me now? Is my audio working? Okay. Yes. Let me explain the one-day pass. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Yeah, the one-day pass is the genesis of it is, the perfect example is this account number 13 I've had with Apex. I've been working on it, for 3 weeks, and to make the 3,000 in a consistent way without losing 2,500, adhering to all the rules. It's very time consuming. However, the one-day pass is a strategy that we can leverage the AI auto and use an Apex or any prop firm's account. And the way it works is we've leveled up, scaled up the number of contracts that it trades. For example, on the NASDAQ one-day pass, the ATM, it trades 10 contracts. Okay, 10 contracts. So in order to make $3,000 trading 10 contracts, you need about 61 or 62 ticks to cover commissions. So if you get 62 ticks on 10 contracts on the NASDAQ, it's going to put you right about $3,100. So the strategy will take a trade on the NASDAQ or any one of these robots, and in one trade, it will get you over the hurdle and pass the evaluation for you. Statistically, what we found is right around 50%. Worst case scenario, right around 40%. Although it won't work every time, yesterday Mark he did it. He took 2 trades. The first trade he took was using 5. He was using a trade copier, and he copied it into 5 evaluation accounts, and the trade failed, and he lost those 5 accounts. Well, not even 10 or 15 minutes later, it took a second trade on 5 additional evaluation accounts, and he passed it. So in order to get 5 PA accounts, he had to buy 10 evaluations at a 90% discount. So figure about $20. For 10 of them, it was about $200. So for $200, he was able to pass 5 evaluations on the $50,000 accounts without much muss or fuss or blood, sweat, and tears. So it's a really a quick and simple and easy way to stock up on PA accounts. Now, once you get your PA accounts, his strategy changes to a much more conservative strategy. He's not going to, go for the gusto all in one trade like he did on the evals. Apex happens to be running a sale right now where you get 90% off, and they have the one-day pass feature that's part of the sale. That doesn't require the 30% rule or anything of that nature. I know. You're right, Scott. It was amazing to watch. I was thinking about it all night, because it kind of goes against my whole style of trading, but it had me really thinking, man, am I doing this right? So I wanted to give it a try, but start small with one account. Kind of get my feet wet. Today, just so far, though, not getting much of an opportunity to put it into practice. Listen, there's days like this. Best thing to do sometimes is just to not take any trades. I tried to force it in, and I pulled in 2 losers on my eval that I've been really killing myself to pass. The one thing about the haymaker I could say, now I would want to go to a signal A now with that haymaker, with this one. We'll leave the signal B on this. Sergio was working on my computer. He said, whatever you do, don't load a template. So I don't want to load anything new. So we'll keep it as is. The Nasdaq's just flat right now. It's just not moving. Gold, there's just no volume at all. The Russell, very little. The only thing that I can see possibly looking to get into a trade would be a reversal on the E-mini or a continuation up. The E-mini's turning 2,000 contracts a minute. We could see a signal A on the E-mini. I don't want to trade right into that VWAP either, so I'm holding off on the reversal. I've got a signal B enabled, looking for a bounce to the upside. But my NQ is flat right now. Yeah, the reason I'm leaning in is because that's where my chat is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to stare down your throats. I see your question, though, Holland. Yeah, I can explain the difference. The bot and the drone, they run in tandem with one another. They're trading the same instrument and the same data series, and they share a database. And the drone is looking at the maximum forward excursion and the maximum adverse excursion, or in layman's terms, it's looking at the range of the market. And based on the range of the market, it's telling the bot where to put its target, profit target, and its stop. So the bot, the inputs are dynamically changing while you're trading the markets. The drone is static. It's just always going to be wide open, trying to get the range of the market. So the two of them work together. The drone is telling the bot where to move its stop and profit targets based on the average true range of the market. We can control how far back it looks. You know, in this news-driven market right now, we have it looking back on the Nasdaq at, I believe, 10 trades. But we can even shorten that length. In the inputs of our parameters, we can make it look at 3 trades or 5 trades. We have it looking back on the Nasdaq at 10 trades. Which indicator is the volume readout? It's the RLV. RLV. If I go to my indicators on my configured list at the bottom left, it's this one right here. It says RLMIP RLV. And I've put the font size to 22 and made it white. Oh, you couldn't see that. I'm really sorry. Let me do it over here. This one down here. Oh, sorry. That's wrong. RLMIP RLV. MIPRLV. I put the font size to 22, and my charts are dark, so I made it white. If yours are light, you might want to make it black. You could change the color in this drop down to any color you want. Oh, look at that. My Apex account, it took the one-day trade on number 16 while I was running my mouth. Let's look at the trade. Let me disable that strategy real quick. So the one-day pass actually did take a trade. And it hit my trailing stop. It got into my profit window, actually, it looks like. And the one-day pass made it to 2,000. So now I've got two evaluations that are right around 2,000, 13 and 16. So that one-day pass on a very small move, since we've scaled it up to 10 contracts, it doesn't take much, and it'll get you the evaluation passed. Had that trade gone just a little further, broke through that area of resistance, we would have got the pass. It's a good thing that I didn't see the trade trigger, because I probably would have ruined it. You know, I've learned the trades that I don't see and don't touch do the best. When I try to help them, that's when I run into problems. Let me see what you wrote. Yeah, that was a nice one, Scott. Looks to me like you simply exited an existing strategy. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we did, Steve. We edited the parameters of an existing strategy. We also put the window of when it trades. You know, we noticed between 10 and 11 that strategy seems to do the best. Through our trade performance, we could do an analysis and look at the breakdown of each half hour of the day. And between 10 and 11, we found, let me show you. I'll go to my NQ30 range. And what we did was we recognized this is from May 1st to May 29th on my signal A's on the 30 range. Well, between 10 and 11, my chances have increased tenfold. So in my strategy parameters of that one-day pass, I put my trading hours between 10 and 11. And it's all based on the data. And you can see here, this is starting at 10 and ending at 11. I have these two big green bars. So that one jumped right up to the top of the leaderboard. That profit window really saved me on that trade, let me tell you. The profit window is really a great feature. If we get within 10 ticks of our profit target, it's automatically going to squeeze that trade. It'll move your stop 10 ticks below price. So you kind of have an equal risk to reward at that point. I saw that signal A coming. I forgot I had it enabled. And somehow the retirement plan went short here. Yeah. Went long. I'm sorry. What is the 50K strategies for? To pass the evaluation, Steve. That's all they're for. Is the Apex Trader funding? They have different sizes, Scott. If you go to their website, one of them is a 50,000. They have a 25,000, a 250,000. These are the account sizes here. Um, 250, 300,000, 100,000 static, 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000, and they all have, different trailing thresholds and profit goals. 150,000. So based on what size account you have, we can customize a template to get you the pass on the evaluation. Quick and easy. Well, the retirement plan got into a beauty. Took that trend trade. Now it's got its work cut out for it. It's right up into those areas of resistance. But in the members area, Steve, is our master spreadsheet. And if you go into the software updates channel, you can find the master spreadsheet. And if you click on that master spreadsheet, it'll have a 50,000 one-day pass template for all of the instruments. It's also in the zip file. And we've got a great tool. If you download and import the AI Auto Trader zip and then use that tool to rebuild your strategies, it'll take you under 2 minutes and you'll have them all. Here's our open positions. We're in the retirement plan. This is a test strategy. And we're in the Russell short on the signal A drone. Let me see what I have enabled. I have the signal B on the ES and the NQ30. With this ranging market, I think the signal A is really the way to go. I think I'm going to take off this B. It's just not a trending market today. I'm going to scale this one back down. I'd really like to get that other account passed today. Excuse me for just one moment. Okay. Sorry about that. Now we're setting up for this short roll here. It looks like we're in a position. No? Yes. Okay, so this was the account that I was hoping to pass today. This is that 13. This is the one I took 2 losers on a little earlier. I want to give it a little room. Nice. Come on down. Get a little follow through here. Might be okay. Nice. Nice. Easy does it. Come on down. Okay. Well, we brought it back, got a couple hundred back. Probably should have given it more room, but like Pete Fusco says, it's better to get half a loaf than a poke in the eye. So we'll take that one. Let me come back and see where I was. Oops, sorry about that. Ah, Vince, I'm sorry. I'm going to call you today, Vince. Yeah, I hear you, Scott. The profit target is really high, and the They don't really let you lose too much either. With the 50,000, it's a $500 difference. You got to make 3,000 before you lose 2,500. With that 250K, there's a big disparity. I think it's like you have to make 17,000 before you lose 8 or 9, if I remember correctly. What is Rhythmic? Rhythmic is the data feed, Rolf, that Apex uses. Hey, John. I personally like the trailing stops, John, because just like Pete, one of our members, Pete. If he doesn't get a full winner, that's okay. At least he gets some of those profits. The way he termed it was, it's better to get half a loaf than a poke in the eye and have it come all the way back. So there's nothing wrong with putting a trailing stop on it. If you want to give the trade more room and look for a bigger profit target, a more ambitious target, it's better to give it room. But if with these prop accounts, they go by your unrealized profit. So you don't want to get too much unrealized profit and have it come way back on you, because then you'll be in a real tough position to pass that evaluation. Listen, they've made something hard even more difficult. That's the reason why. With that trailing drawdown, even on your unrealized, it's going. You know what? This signal A is getting ready to make another roll here. Let me see if I still have that enabled. I do. Okay, good. That signal A on the NQ30, if this continues down, it's going to get right back into this short trade. It's a really nice setup right now. There goes the cross, just went out. But listen, that's the hard part about trading is, how much room do you give a trade, but how much room do you give it? That's why sometimes I like to use that momentum-based trailing stop. There it goes. Where I can pin my stop to my 15 EMA. If I get a little more room on this trade, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully. But to answer your question regarding the trailing stop, there's nothing wrong with putting in the trailing stop at all, especially if you have a prop account. Come on down. Give me a little help here today. Me and my wife are a little nervous today, and on a personal level, we dropped our daughter off for kindergarten today, and we're expecting the teacher to call us any minute to come get her. She's very unique. But that hasn't happened, thank God. It appears things are going well. Come on down now. We have a video, Peter, about adjusting the strategy parameters. I put the link in the chat box. It's that module 2. I would watch both modules, 1 and 2. I get some follow through here to the downside. It might be okay today. Here we go. Come on down. So I've got a 50 tick trailing stop on this one. For the Nasdaq, it seems like anything less, you're squeezing it too tight. 50, you're like right on the cusp. Gets you squirming in your seat a little bit. $6,500. Wow. That is a tough one, man. When you got to make 17,000, I think it is. Come on now. I need a good stiff wind here. Good stiff breeze. Blow this thing right down. Nice. Nice. Come on down. Vince, you'll never be forgotten, my friend. I saw your text message. I'll give you a call today. With the long weekend, it's been tough to catch up. I really apologize. This thing's giving me some heat. I almost want to give it more room. Let's give it a little more room here. Wow, it's looking so nice for a while. A 20 tick trailer for the 10 range, the crude oil? Yeah. That's what I use, a 20 tick on the crude, yes. 30 tick for the 15 range? Yeah, that would be enough room, in my opinion. Another thing I like to do, Scott, is if I get some breathing room and I see that I've got some, $300 or $400 of profit or $200 or $300, I'll right click on my stop and attach it to an indicator. I can attach it to my 15 EMA. I don't want to do it now because I'm above my EMA. It'll stop me out. But if I attach it to my 15 EMA, once I've got some breathing room, then it becomes a momentum-based trailing stop. And it's not based on, what we think, might be adequate. It's based on the momentum on the trade. I was hoping that this trade would mature further to the downside so I could show you. But the distance that you wrote in there for the 20 tick for the 10 range and the 30 tick for the 15 range, that sounds about right. stop this out. Trying to see if I could show you. Let me see an open position that we have. My Steven, maybe Steven here. On this trade here, I can attach my stop to my 15 EMA. Hasn't really gone far enough yet. That's not a good example either yet. Wow, it's already 11:23. All right, we're about to break for lunch. Tomorrow, God willing, it's Miller time. Mark will be back tomorrow, and I will, God willing, be back on Friday. I'm going to put a link in the room on Friday. We do have a... Oh, actually, I don't think I can put a link in the room. Yeah, I can. On Friday at... Thursday, I'm sorry. Tomorrow at 3:45, I have a live presentation on the AI Auto Trader where I'm going to go into a lot more depth about how the strategies work, and we'll also have an open question and answer that I'd like to invite you to. Here, wait, maybe we could do this now. So if I right-click on my stop, this marker, right-click, select Attach to Indicator, go to Properties, and then I can attach it to my Modified Fast, which is my 15 EMA. And then I would click OK. So now the trade is going to trail based on my 15 EMA. So I can attach my stop right to my indicator. And that's a really nice trailing stop as well. Yes, tomorrow's webinar will be recorded. Let me give you the link here to register. It's going to be at 3:45. I'm part of an investor summit on another venue that'll have a number of other presentations, but if you want to skip right to mine, jump in at 3:45. I have to put it on a notepad first. Well, I tell you, the system absolutely provided a tremendous edge today, trading these markets. I was able to get $2,000 on that one eval, and on a pretty rough, choppy day, I had a really great chance of building on that other evaluation as well. So let me put this link in the chat box. Okay, there it is there. This is a strategy that we're testing. It's using this particular strategy is actually looking at a Unorenko bar. What the data series on my chart is not what the strategy is looking at. And it's using our new signal C entry on a Unorenko bar. So tomorrow at 3:45, we're going to do the live presentation. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you to everybody for joining me. It's always great to see your feedback, and really look forward to continuing this journey together. My goal is, to get. I want to trade the 5 PA accounts using a trade copier, and I'm just getting more familiarized with the prop trading and trade copier. And as soon as I'm comfortable, that's where I'd like to head in the future, in the very near future. So on our leaderboard today, we got that 1-day pass on the Haymaker. That put $2,000 in the account. We have that new strategy that we are testing. On the Unorenkos is up 500. And then it was gold. The ES cash register went up 300. The RTY Signal B bot was up 135, and the RTY drone was up 25. So another great day today, and I hope everybody has a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Hey, there's Mr. Cush. Actually, Cush is also doing a webinar today. Cush is our prop trader, and he trades our discretionary system on the Money Flow Tracker. And if you'd like to join that event, that's going to be this evening at 7 p.m. That's on a slightly different trading system. It's on our discretionary system called the Money Flow Tracker. And David Kushner successfully trades that system. He trades 6 funded accounts and has been for several years now. And he's doing a presentation today called The Key to Prop Trading Success. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock this evening. And I know I missed a lot of your some of your questions. I lost my chat midstream, and I'm kind of looking at it on my other monitor, and I can hardly see it. So if I missed your question, there's no disrespect to you. I assure you of that. I'm really eager to answer your questions. I just I'm having a technical problem today. So here's the link for David Kushner's webinar this evening. So here's the link for David Kushner's webinar this evening. David Kushner's webinar this evening. And I've just put my phone number in the chat box. I'm going to take a quick lunch break for about 30 or 45 minutes, and I'll be back around 12 or 12:15. If you have any questions, or if I missed yours question that was in the chat today, again, I apologize. I had some technical issues. Please give me a call here at the office. I'll be happy to answer any question that you might have. So everybody have a blessed rest of your day, and God willing, tomorrow is Miller time. We'll see you at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.